Good afternoon. Okay, I'm back out here and I am going to show you what we're doing right now. I've already been out here today tying up and trellising my tomatoes, and got a second wind, and I thought I might get out here and I might trellis my cucumber vine. But Steve, let me show you what he's doing. He has got the tractor and he is coming in here in the backyard. Let me just flip the camera around. He is coming in and he is putting the dirt, our homemade soil, horse and cow manure, and hay over here in my flower bed beside my chickens. We have gotten all of our pea gravel put in to a certain extent, to a certain point. Okay, it's fine. You can dump it. And we've got a walkway here coming all the way down to the cote, here in front of the cote, and then back around to our rosebush trellis. We still like going that way toward the tool shed. So since I was trellising tomatoes, Steve was out here repairing the two posts down here, well, the one major one, and then the one over here behind him that had my I believe so. He gets that tractor in and out of some tight spots. I was hoping that he would get it in and out without hitting anything, but it's just barely enough room for those tractor tires. And you know Steve, he's gonna try it or bust. You know, he may tear up a few things in the process, but he'll end up putting it back and fixing it like he always does. But that post down there, he had to dig it back up where I put it in the ground, and he put more concrete around it. So it'll be sturdier when he puts the fence up. Or I should say, we put the fence up, or me put the fence up. I don't know. More than likely it's gonna be us though. Unless he gets out here and decides, hey, in the morning, let's do that fence. But he'll get over here and he's gonna work on spreading this, I hope. Because even though I've got my second wind, it's still been a long afternoon. And my sweet chicks are pacing the fence again. They'll go inside and then they'll think I'm coming back out with a snack, and so here they come. So they are so sweet. They're doing so good. It looks like somebody's molting. Looks like there's some feathers. Some feathers here. It almost looked like something was attacked, but it wasn't, because nobody's missing. So anyway, I'm gonna go back over here and I'm gonna get started on the cucumbers. Okay, I'm gonna go back over here and I'm gonna get started on trellising my cucumbers. Okay. It's cooled off this afternoon a little bit. We've been getting a little bit of wind. I think the Lord does that for me because he knows I need a little wind. Let me flip the camera back. I really don't want to use this orange string that I have been using on my tomato trellis because it's not very pretty. And these got their little runners on them. I'm going to start down here and get this one tied around this corner. And I'm making these loose because I don't want them too tight that they break my vines if I can help it. And I think I'm going to have to go up and wrap this around. Let's see if I can tie it back here. Well, I don't think this piece is quite long enough. Let me get another piece and attach it. Okay, and slide it up. Okay, and I'm going to just wrap this around the trellis here. Well, it came untied. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that or not. Let me see if I can. I may just have to cut some longer pieces because it'll slip through. Let me cut a longer one. Now I know in a lot of places, even in Tennessee, people didn't get anything out there in their gardens till May 1st. So that would be about 2 weeks for everybody to get something in the ground. And usually I wait until May 1st, after that first frost date. And Steve and I, usually that's when we put things in the ground. But this year, we got a little ahead of ourselves and got some things planted, and I'm glad we did. I'm going to see if I can wrap this around. I'm trying to do them kind of loose because I don't want them to break off. And I'm trying to cut these ugly ends off. Maybe they'll keep growing up. This is a pretty, I can say this is a pretty big plant, but this is 2. I've got these little bitty runners that's already starting to attach themselves. And I want them to attach to this trellis. I've never grown cucumbers this way on this type of trellis. Last year, and well, every year, I've always grown them on a cattle panel. Or one year I took one of those panels. I've had those panels for several years. And one year I took, Steve and I took some dog pen wire and just nailed it on one side and let the cucumbers grow up that. Now these are some good size plants. I'm going to tie these in the very same spot I just tied the last one. I think it's going to be pretty growing up this trellis. Went to Moss Mountain Farm, and P. Allen Smith had several trellises in this shape, but they were taller, and they had, you know, different things growing up them, and they just looked so pretty. They were painted this real pretty green. It wasn't a mint green, and it wasn't an olive green. It was just this real pretty country green. And I would like to build some similar to that for my garden. But this year we've had a lot a lot to plan for. I mean, we've built every one of these beds this year and just starting over. But next year, I'm planning on, after we get everything done like we want it this year, this winter, or maybe before, Lord willing, and we can get some things done, I want to build twice as many of these beds. Maybe not this size, but I want to build more beds. Now, if I have to, now Steve thinks it'll be too crowded if we come down the middle of these and put something. But realistically, I don't think we're going to bring the tractor in that much in these beds now that we're putting a porch over there on that tool shed. And Steve said that he probably wouldn't be able to, you know, maneuver it in here that well, because you know I'm going to have plants and pots and everything else sitting around out front. Who knows, but I really want to plant some flowers around the front of that little tool shed. We have a lot of blooms on these. Okay, let's see. Now, we had several of them planted around here, and you know, I had several still left in the greenhouse. Well, I went the other day and got the rest of them out of the greenhouse, brought them out here, and I set them out in between the bigger ones. So these are the smaller ones right here that you see. I planted those because I was going to give them to my son Jacob, but he has not made his garden bed yet, and he works all the time, him and his wife, Alex, and so I thought, well, I better set them in the ground because they're going to just die. So that's what I've done with those. But I would have liked for him to have had them in his garden, because it excites me to know that my son wants to get out there, well, both my sons, and have them a little garden, because I love it. I've always loved gardening, and I guess I get that from my dad. He loved the garden too. He liked to get out there and liked to work in the garden. Now, when I was a kid, I hated it. I hated chopping the garden. I hated going out there and picking beans down low to the ground. Oh, I hated that. I guess every kid does, you know, because that's such a big chore. And coming in and shelling peas and beans and all that stuff and putting them up. But I love providing for my family, you know. I love going out here and getting some things out of the garden and giving to my kids. It just makes you feel good, you know, when you can give to others, especially your kids. You know, you always want to make sure your kids, even long after they're grown, you're going to want to make sure that those kids have everything they want to eat. You know, everything that they could possibly want. If you can give it to them. Steve and I always try to give everything we can possibly give to our kids, you know. And, you know, that's just the heart of a mama and a daddy that love their babies, that love their kids. Even, I still call my big kids babies, and they're in their 30s, you know. But I'll always call them my babies. And not to leave out my daughter-in-laws. I've got two of the sweetest daughter-in-laws, and they're just so thoughtful, you know. They're just sweet. They love my son. Anyway, it is starting to sprinkle on me out here. I'm gonna get this trellised up, and then we will see you back here tomorrow maybe. So we're not through with this video, so will be talking to you another day because I don't want my camera to get wet. Okay, it's the next day and it's been raining on and off early this morning, and it's also yesterday afternoon. I didn't get a break to get back out here, but look at the cucumber trellis just since yesterday. Look how the blooms are already starting to pop out, and it's just really looking good since I tied it up. Now here's a little limb, I guess. Well, that one looks like it broke off. But the rest of it is looking really, really cute. It looks like it's fuller just since it rained. And I have company. Look down here. The puppies are following me around. They're getting around good. They are, what, gonna be 8 weeks old this week. And I need 3 of them to find a new home. And if you're interested, please text me, because I just really want them to go to a good home. And I will be cutting the price really, really low. And they're going to be really curly and long-haired. They're cockapoos, and they are chocolate. 2 are chocolate and white, but they're all 3 boys, and they're just beautiful. Now they've got their own personalities, and some look more like Cocker Spaniels and the others look more like Poodle, but they're still, all of them are going to be really curly and really long-haired. And look over here at those tomatoes. I just love it every time it rains, because it just keeps making this garden just change from day to day. Look, I mean, just since I tied these up yesterday, and the pole bangs, look at those. They're just coming out so good. I mean, look at the difference. This is since yesterday. Look at the height on them. It just makes them perk up. I mean, just makes them look so good. Absolutely love them. And I mean, just everything looks so pretty after the rain. The puppies, they're over here looking at the horses and the donkeys. They are just so sweet though. They're just beautiful. And our cabbage, they're just looking wonderful today. And our onions, I need to get out here today, and I need to clip the tops on my onions, because they're already starting to get some little buds on them, getting ready to bloom. And over here, squash is looking great. So many blooms under that squash. It's just so pretty. So pretty and full. I just love it. Absolutely beautiful. And I've got little helpers, like I said, down there. And these are putting more blooms out. Looks like the potatoes blooming more on that end. But I'm so glad that rain has come, if my garden's going to look this great. And there's something else in this garden that I have been skipping for the last couple of times that I've been out here. Forgot to show you. These are more potatoes that I've planted, and they have started coming up. So we're going to have 2 more rows. Well, I say 2 more. This whole row and then part of a row of potatoes that I've set out. So I'm looking forward to see, you know, how long it's going to take. Well, I know it's going to take another 4 months for those to grow up to be as big as these over here. But I'm hoping that these have got something underneath them. I really do. But look at these puppies. They're just a mess. Just so sweet. So sweet. Little cockapoos. I always like the tricolor ones, but these little chocolate ones, oh, they're so pretty and so curly. So curly. Well, I guess I've got to get a garden tray and I'm going to take it in. And Eli has some little succulents that we're pulling apart and separating, and we're getting ready to put those up in some trays and root those up. So I'm going to head in and to the greenhouse and get one of those trays and then go pot those up. Anyway, thank you for hanging out with me here today at Laster Farm, and we'll see you back later on this week. And God bless you until next time. Bye.